Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. My name is Mel and I'll be taking you through a wild flow. If you have props, always a good idea to have them close by. You might use them, you might not, it doesn't matter, but it's always nice to have them close by, and you might even want them just for Shavasana at the end. Let's go ahead and get started. If you're comfortable starting on your back, go ahead and lie on your back. Otherwise, starting in a seat. And if we're on our backs, we're just reclined in a way that feels comfortable. So maybe Supta Baddha Konasana, the heels of the feet together and the knees just splayed out. You can prop your knees up with some blocks or cushions as well for a little bit more comfort. If you've found a seat, just any seat works, but take the time to get comfortable and then just close down your eyes. Just a softly closed eyelids. Just try to soften the entire face, soften your shoulders, softening the chest and the belly and the hips. And try to relax your legs. Just feeling the space around you. Feeling into your breath. We're just holding here for a moment with our breath. Giving our breath the space to maybe lengthen or go deeper. Maybe you're directing that prana or that breath into a certain part of the body that needs a little more nurture today. For me, the back of my neck is feeling a little bit tender. So as I'm breathing, I'm imagining the breath moving into my traps, into my shoulders a little, back of my neck. As my head lengthens on each inhale, and my shoulders relax on each exhale. This type of directed breath not only opens up a conversation with the body, but it really encourages a beautiful connection to the energy flowing from the crown of your head to your toes. You just take a few more breaths, directed, or maybe just with the attention to the space in between, or the inhale or the exhale. And when you come to the end of your next breath, if you're on your back, gently drawing your knees in towards your belly and just hugging them in and rolling from side to side. And doing that for as long as you need to before you start to roll up back and forth along the length of the spine until you make your way up in a comfortable seat. Once you come into your seat, if you haven't already, you can just start to open your eyes. Finding your seat, just give your shoulders a nice big roll. And for me, I'm coming off the heels of my feet. So bring the feet forward, pressing the heels together, knees out wide, coming into Baddha Konasana. Holding on to the fronts of the knees, really spread the fingers and spark that energy right through the fingertips. Root down through your sit bones, extending through the heart. Draw your shoulders back. Look, lengthen. Inhale. Exhale, roll your spine backwards. Tuck your chin. Lean into this one. So coming back, tucking your chin. And then inhale, rolling back onto those sit bones, expanding through the front of the body. Lengthen your heart up. Hug your shoulders back. And then exhale, rolling spine back. Really curling each vertebra at a time. And one more time, big breath in. And a big breath out, rolling it back. Coming back up into that more neutral spine, take an inhale here, and then either using your hands on your knees or walking to your feet, Start to fold slightly forward, and it can just be a really gentle fold, or maybe you're going to hold your feet and really push the elbows into the fronts of the shin bones and come down a little further. Either way, just finding your breath. And just take one more full breath in here. Stay for the exhale, then gently rolling back up onto your sit bones. Pull your right heel in towards your pelvis and extend your left leg out to the side. From here, pointing your left toes, bring your right hand behind your right hip, spread the fingers and just move a little bit into that wrist, so rolling the shoulder. Make sure you feel really connected with that hand. Pushing into the left heel, reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. And this is where you might stay reaching over to the right and maybe looking to the right, or keeping those left toes pointed, roll into your right knee and come into Wild Thing. Take a big breath in. And then as you breathe out, bring your sit bones back down. Let's bring both hands up towards the ceiling. And then as we exhale, folding forward. So that might mean bringing your hands onto your hips, or maybe you're going to bring them forward and start to creep forward onto the elbows. Let's take one more full breath here. And slowly coming back up, taking that right leg out to the side now, pulling your left heel in, finding that position to point the right toes, grounding through the left leg as much as you can, left hand behind the left hip. You can just ground to that hand, looking there and moving around. Or if it feels okay to reach the right hand up and over to the left, go ahead. Where you might also want to stay, or pointing the right toes, sweeping up, finding Wild Thing. Take a big breath in. And then breath out, just bringing the sit bones back down. From here, inhale both hands up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, either bringing the hands onto the hips or forward, and fold over that front leg a little. Maybe coming into your elbows, maybe you're up pretty high and you're really working on that lengthening here. And just take one more full breath. And gently moving your way back up into a seat. Give your shoulders a roll if they need it. And then coming in with that right leg, let's come onto all fours. So as we transition onto all fours, just move around until you feel stacked and comfortable. And then when you're ready, inhale, start to lift your sit bones, draw your heart forward, drop your belly. And as you exhale, rolling your spine, pressing into the hands, dropping the head. Full breath in, lift the tail. And then exhale, rounding the spine, finding that flexion, hugging the navel in. And follow your breath one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And coming into that neutral spine once again. Let's take a big breath in and walk the hands forward and come into your melting heart. So hips stay above the knees. You can think about dropping your chest or your forehead down. Perhaps just floating up here. Encouraging the reach through the hands, opening up to the side body, and then drawing those shoulders. They're wrapping around the outside down. Take another full breath in here. Exhale, rolling forward. So if you're up a bit higher, maybe walking your hands in. If you're down low and you can keep your elbows grounded, you're welcome to kind of snake forward here. And then bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders. Little Sphinx. Press the tops of your feet down so your knees lift, your glutes are engaged. Pull your heart forward, big breath in. And then big breath out. Just start to soften your forehead towards the ground. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. And with your forehead grounded, I'm going to hug those elbows in. Just roll the shoulders back and find Cobra. Big breath in here. And then as you breathe out, dropping the forehead back down, but looking towards the right, you can start to bring your right knee forward, or your left knee, whatever works. From here, if you prefer to keep your head down, keep it down, or if you want to, come back into that Sphinx. Bring the elbows forward, underneath the shoulders, and pull your heart forward into half frog. Now giving a foot a little bit of a flex, try to find as much space as you can as you soften the hips. Let's take one more full breath here. If you want a little bit more, you could think about extending that knee that's up. Nice and close. And nice long leg. Take another full breath in. And breath out, dropping the forehead down, sliding the hands once again underneath the shoulders. Lean towards the left a little. Bring that right foot back. And then go on the other side, pulling the left knee forward, flexing the foot. Maybe staying here and just looking to the left or coming back into that Sphinx. Spark the fingers, draw the heart forward. Just taking those really deep breaths. And taking one more breath here with the option to extend. And then slowly dropping the forehead back down, or staying as you are if you prefer. Bringing that leg back. Then bringing your forehead to the ground, hands underneath the shoulders, press into the tops of the feet, roll the shoulders back. Cobra, coming back into child's pose from here. So knees out wide, big toes together, send the sit bones back. And taking a full breath in and out. As you next inhale, rolling forward onto all fours again. And then from here, tucking the toes, lifting the sit bones, come into downward facing dog. And as you find down dog, just pedal the feet, move the hips, move the hands. Just taking the time you need. And from here, finding a little bit of stillness, bring your gaze forward if it feels okay for your neck. Big breath in, bend your knees, start to walk your feet to your hands. Find your variation of ragdoll here. So feet around hip distance. And just bending and softening the knees, let the belly come onto the thighs, hold on to opposite elbows, or maybe just let your arms dangle. As you pedal the knees, maybe bounce up and down a little. And take one more full breath. And releasing whatever kind of bind you're in with the arms, it's that the arms hang as we roll up to standing. So you can do this as fast or slow as you like. With whatever movements feel good for you, give your shoulders a nice big roll, reach your hands up, take an inhale. As you take that inhale, spark your fingers, find height, a little tuck of the tail, take a big breath in, big breath out, swan dive all the way down. From here, move into your halfway lift. So hands might come up onto the legs, draw the shoulders back. And then ground the hands, press back, downward facing dog from here. Take another full breath in your downward facing dog with the movement you need. And then finding a grounded position, let's float that right leg up towards the ceiling, bend the knee and open the hip on the exhale. Take another full breath in here. And then as we breathe out, we're going to pull the knee in towards the belly, bringing it forward just enough so that we can hover in high plank, lifting the knee into the belly. And then exhale, bringing it back, open the knee on that inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, let the right foot just come down. When you're ready, inhale, float your left leg up, bend the knee, open the hip, holding here. Take another full breath in, maybe lift up onto the ball of that foot, and then shifting forward into plank. Let's pull the left knee though in towards the belly. See if we can hug it in. And then send it all the way back. Open the hip. On an inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bring that foot down. From here, take your feet a little wider, toes slightly outward of the heels, and then start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Drop your sit bones down. Let's find Malasana, bringing the hands in towards the heart. Let's push the knees out. Now, if you need support, coming up a little higher here, or keeping your hands down. Move from side to side. Take a full breath in. Then as you breathe out, let your right hand come down on towards the ground and lean it on the ground, potentially on a block or a cushion, and open your left arm up towards the ceiling. Think about opening your heart. Take a full breath in. Left arm comes down. Push the left arm in front of the left knee, grounding the hand on whatever you've got there. The ground works, but obviously not for all. Right hand comes up. Take a full breath in. And breath out, let's come back. From here, we're just staying in our Malasana, pushing the knees out. Take a full breath in. And then breath out, we're going to make our way into a forward fold. So grounding your hands, starting to lift your hips, but keep the bend in your knees, heel toe your feet to hip distance, and then just let your body hang here. Take a full breath in. Let the arms go as you breathe out. Find a halfway lift on your inhale. And then as you exhale, walk your hands back, downward facing dog. Take another full breath in and out. On your next inhale, let's float that right leg back up, bend the knee, open the hip. Take an inhale here, then exhale, hug the knee forward, step the foot between the hands. Let's come up into Crescent Lunge. Now, if you need to drop that back knee, go ahead. If you need to bounce around, go ahead. Let's just try to find enough space to welcome the body into Crescent Lunge. Take another full breath in here. And then as you breathe out, opening up your arms nice and wide, and then bring them in towards your heart. Take an inhale maybe to get a little bit stronger through the legs, drop a little deeper, and then exhale, bring your belly onto your thigh. From here, I want you to see if you can keep that connection of belly to thigh, and we're just going to start to pivot forward, lifting the left leg up so the belly stays connected. Take a big breath in, and then bending the right knee just a little more to drop that left foot back. Come back up, Crescent Lunge, and exhale, open up into Warrior Two. So from here, hands can move onto hips. You can straighten and bend that front knee until you find the right position for you. Reach towards the front and back of the mat. From here, dropping the back hand, lift the front hand high. Take a big breath in. And then big breath out. Extended side angle, right elbow onto the knee. Reach your left arm all the way up and over to the right. Take another full breath in here. And then as you breathe out, start to transition, rolling onto the ball of the back foot. Left hand will come down. Right hand will come up into a twist. So we're going to press up into those, from the left hand all the way up into the right fingertips. Take another full breath in. And then breath out, that right hand comes down. From here, let's drop into the hips a little, inhale. And then as we exhale, stepping the right foot back, find downward facing dog. Take a big breath. Then left leg comes up, bend the knee, open your hip. Take another full inhale, and then pull that knee forward, step the foot between the hands. Moving into Crescent Lunge, so take the time. So if you want to stay low and have the hips higher, you can. If you want to drop the back knee, go ahead. Otherwise, lifting the hands, hands can be on hips, and you can bounce around as much as you need. Just finding all the space you need in this pose. Take another full inhale, big wide arms, exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Full breath in, drop your heart forward, connect the belly to the thigh and keep it stuck as you start to shift the weight into your left foot, float up your right. Holding here, take a full breath in. And then breath out with control, dropping the foot back, Crescent Lunge, inhale, Warrior Two, exhale. But being kind, so moving around. And then when you're ready, we're dropping that back hand, lifting and extending, inhale, extended side angle, exhale, elbow to knee. Opening up the front of the body, reach the right hand up and over. Taking a full breath in. Breath out, start to transition onto the ball of the back foot, right hand comes down, roll your left hand all the way up into that twist. Try to find a real pressure through that right hand, but the spark through the left. Take another big breath in. Hand meets the earth, breath out. Drop into the hips a little, full inhale and exhale. Stepping the left foot back, downward facing dog. Full breath in and out. It's time, inhale, right leg lifts up, bend the knee, open your hip. Take another full inhale, step the foot between the hands. Let's come up into Crescent Lunge. Take a big breath in here. And as you breathe out, bring your arms out wide, bring them into your heart. Lengthen your heart forward, inhale, connect belly to thigh, float left leg up. Take another full breath in here. Then drop your back foot, exhale, Crescent Lunge, breathing in, Warrior Two, breathing out. From here, drop the back hand, flip the front, inhale. Extended side angle, exhale. Full breath in, open up the front of your body. Find that twist, left hand comes down, breath out. Roll onto the ball of your back foot, float your right hand up, inhale. Exhale, right hand meets the earth. Inhale, pull your heart forward, drop into the hips. Ground your hands, downward facing dog, breath out. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open your hip. Inhale, and then exhale, pull the knee forward, step the foot between the hands, crescent lunge. Exhale, open the arms up, hands into heart. Lift your heart forward, connect belly and thigh, float the back foot up, exhale. Hold, inhale. Exhale, drop it back. Inhale, lift up, crescent. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior, big breath in. Elbow to knee, extended side angle, big breath out. Take an inhale, pull that right shoulder back. Exhale, find the twist. Right hand comes down, roll onto the ball of your back foot. Left hand comes up, breath in. And then breath out, that hand meets the earth. Pull the heart forward, drop into the hips, inhale. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Hold here for a breath. Then taking your feet out wide, toes slightly outward of the heels to walk your hands back. Let's find Malasana. Drop your hips between your heels. From here, bring your hands in towards your heart, push your knees out. Take another full breath in. Lean towards the right, bring your right hand down, and if it feels okay to reach your left hand up, go ahead. If this feels okay, bring your left arm behind you. You rest it on the small of your back, or you could try to hold onto your right hand, which will be wrapped around that right arm around the front of your right knee. Take a big breath in, and then breath out, let that go back to center. Push the knees out a little. Inhale, lift the heart. Left hand comes down, so tricep in front of the left knee. Right hand extends. Stay here if that feels good, bringing the right hand either to rest on the back, or maybe the left hand's going to come around, interlace the fingers and pull that knee in as you look up. Take another full breath in, and breath out, coming back to center. Hands come forward. Let's ground through the hands, lift up onto the balls of the feet. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. If you want to lift the bum, little crow pose here. Whatever variation works for you. Then take the feet back down. Come back into Malasana. This time reach the hands up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. So bring the hands down, lean into the heels, turn the toes forward, and find that fold. Inhale, halfway lift, your version of. And exhale, find your fold. Inhale, come back into that halfway lift. This time, walk your hands back into downward facing dog on your exhale. Inhale, right leg lifts up, bend the right knee, open your hip. Take an inhale, step the foot between the hands. Crescent lunge coming up, big breath in. Big breath out, arms come wide, hands at heart. Lift your heart, inhale, connect belly and thigh, float the back leg up, exhale. Inhale. Drop that foot, exhale, crescent lunge, big breath in. Warrior two, big breath out. Extend, reverse, inhale. Elbow to knee on that exhale. This time, if you want to, going a little deeper, maybe bring that right hand onto the inside. And if this feels good, bringing your left hand around, maybe trying to hold on to the top of that right thigh. Sometimes you need to lift back and then come back into it. Take another full breath in. And then we're transitioning to that twist. So we'll bring the left hand down onto the inside. Right hand then comes up. Roll onto the ball of your back foot. Big breath in. And then come back into it. Exhale. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Downward facing dog. Straight away, left leg lifts up. Bend the knee, open your hip. Take another full breath in. Step that foot forward. Crescent lunge coming up. Arms wide, exhale, hands to heart, pull your heart forward, inhale. Connect the belly and thigh, exhale, float the back foot up. Keep your balance. Take a big inhale. Exhale, drop it back, inhale, lift the hands. Warrior two, big breath out. Reverse inhale. Extended side angle, breath out with the option to take the hand down. Find the space you need, maybe coming into the bind. Take another full breath in. And then breath out, bringing that hand down, transferring into that twist. As we inhale, float the left hand up. And then exhale, bring it back. Dropping into that lunge, inhale, then bringing it back, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Full breath in and out. From here, walk your feet wide, toes slightly outward of the heels. Walk your hands back, drop the heels, come back into Malasana. Bring your hands to your heart. Now from here, you can just stay. If working on crow is somewhere you want to go, that might be a really good option. I'm going to take you through bird of paradise though. So I'm going to turn around, adjust my tights, and then turn around. So from this place here, what I'll get you to do is lean towards the right leg a little. Instead of bringing the right arm in front of the leg, what we're going to do is take it underneath. And as we do, it comes behind the knee, we lift the hips. And we can just hold on to that right hip. We're going to bring the left hand up and around and try to get hold of that right hand. The next place we want to go is the heel toe of the left foot so that it's really centered in the mat. Come up onto the big toes of the right foot so the heel is lifted. And then we're going to try to stand up. And that might look a little bit like this. Little hops. Or we might push into that foot, start to lift the heart, hugging the shoulders back. This is where we could stay. Or we might extend the leg. Take a big breath in. And then slowly come back down. Find Malasana once again. Take the left foot out. Hands come back to heart or to the earth if that feels better. Maybe you need to move your hips a little. Getting ready to come onto the left side. And one side always feels a little bit less comfortable than the other. So we lean to the left. And we're going to bring the left arm underneath. As the bum lifts, right hand comes up. We'll start to heel toe, right foot to the center of the mat. The left heel lifts. And so if you look at my right leg, it's nice and straight and feels supportive because it's underneath that hip, not out to the side. And then once again, could just be a few little hops, getting comfortable with this. Or maybe you're going to come up and you might keep your legs bent. It might be hopping around. Things could be all over the place. It's okay. If you're going to come out of it, you'll just let go of your hand. Or you do that. From here, give your shoulders a roll. Coming back down into Malasana. Push the knees out, full breath in. And then dropping the hands, find a forward fold on your exhale. From here, halfway lift, big breath in. Walk your hands forward, downward facing dog. Take another full breath in and out. Lift up onto the tippy toes. Inhale, drop the knees out wide. Child's pose. Exhale. Hold here for a few breaths. Often when we move into balancing poses and it feels a little bit uncomfortable, if we're new to them, finding a nice grounded pose like child's pose can really help us just come back into our own space, our own comfort zone. Taking one or two more breaths here. And slowly starting to come back up. We're going to stay seated now, turning around and just coming into a wide leg forward fold. So taking the feet nice and wide, encouraging pillows under the sit bones or under the knees if we need a bit more space here. Hands forward or behind, open your heart, big breath in. And then starting to come forward or leaving your hands back, maybe come onto your elbows. Just find whatever place works for you. And just try to let go of your head. And just taking one more full breath in and out. Then slowly starting to walk the hands closer to the pelvis again to come up. From here, we're going to come around, sweeping the legs so that we land on our backs, hugging the knees in towards your belly. Just move from side to side, roll around a little. And just find our way into a little figure four. So let your left foot come down, right foot extends to the ceiling, flex the foot, bring the ankle in front of the knee. Just making sure we've got some space between the thighs, maybe holding on to the back of that left leg, flexing the right foot though. Maybe if you want a little more for the hamstrings, you could extend the left leg. And take another full breath in. And then breath out, letting that go. Letting the left foot come to the earth. And then hugging both knees back into the belly, move from side to side. When you're ready, right foot meets the earth, left ankle comes in front of the knee, and we find our option of thread the needle, so maybe holding on to the back of the right leg, maybe extending it. And just taking another couple of breaths here. And slowly letting that go. Holding on to the front of both knees, taking the knees wide, out and in, little circles here. And hugging them in, give them a nice big squeeze. Let's just take the legs nice and wide now. I'm just going to stretch into the back of the neck. So nice extended legs. Interlace your hands around the base of the head, so about just a little bit above the hairline for most. And we're just letting the belly soften. We're going to lift the elbows, pull the chin towards your chest as you take your head off the ground. And just think about really pulling forward. Try to close your eyes, relax your head into your hands. And taking another full breath in. And then breath out, slowly lower your head to the ground. Bring your arms out wide. And just start to welcome your body into what could be a really long, extended, or a really quick Shavasana. I always recommend the long, extended version, but if you only have a little bit of time, really encourage you to take just a few minutes or even a few seconds, if that's all, just to let your body completely relax. As you feel your breath directing energy into softening rather than activating. Maybe starting to lengthen your breath. As I mentioned, please stay here for as long as you can. This is where I will sign off. So thank you for joining me today. Namaste.